Hello and welcome everybody. This is going to go into our cooking playlist and it's our comfort foods. Today what we have for you is how to throw together one of the awesomest burritos, and you use leftovers. And basically what we're doing today is chicken. And so you heat up your leftover rotisserie chicken that you get from the store for about $7. And you want to heat that up for about 3 minutes. Cut up your chicken into little cubes. And the nice thing is, like, if you have your salad fixings, your onions and tomatoes, you already have everything you need in the fridge. And you're just going to need yourself a can of refried beans. And for this burrito, probably do a quarter of a can. And you're going to need cheese and stuff and some onions. So luckily for us, we have that already. And it's very simple. And then also you're going to want your salsa. So I like paste picante hot, and then the Mexican green salsa. And so I do a half and half. So it's very simple and easy. And this burrito, you're going to find it is delicious. And it only takes about 10 minutes probably to prepare everything, because you're going to have to cut up and cook, basically microwave this stuff. But I guarantee you're going to love this. Now, if you have some type of beef in the fridge or anything, that would probably be better. But chicken works really good. I mean, I know a lot of people like chicken burritos, and this is an easy way to do it, like I said. You can throw kind of anything you want into the pot. What we like to do is dice up some jalapenos, onions, and tomatoes. So once you do that, you want to take your chicken, make sure there's no little bones or anything in there, and spread that across your refried beans. And the reason you like to dice them up in cubes, it just makes it easier for spreading it across the burrito. And then the bites will be better because the chicken's already cut up nice, okay? So once you do that, guys, what you're going to want to do is just a touch of salsa. Now you're going to put salsa on the outside too, but on the inside, do half with the red and half with the green here. And not a lot on the inside, just a little bit to kind of mix some of the flavors, guys. Now let's hit our onion, tomato, and our jalapenos here. So, of course, I like the cheddar cheese. This is a mix of mild and actually it's just mild cheddar, which is good. And so we're going to hit our tomatoes and onions real quick. And then, guys, what I like to do is with the pre-made salad, you can actually take the lettuce out of there. So you'll have your lettuce, tomato, and onions, which is great. And we've already prepared some guacamole dip. And that's got sliced onions and tomatoes in it and jalapenos. And, of course, the avocado. A little bit of salt and pepper to taste. And that's pretty much all you need. And so that'll be a nice side there that we're going to put on as well. Let's go ahead and get our tomato cut up here, guys. And what I like to do is I do little slices. I like to get rid of that little bit in the middle. A lot of people don't realize this. Tomatoes are actually one of the biggest hazards that chefs have, because the knife will slip when you're cutting into it. That's why I like to do these little divots first, like that. And this little guy here is being a pain. Let's just get that little piece out there. But yeah, by putting those little divots in, kind of like this, to start, your knife won't slip, because then when you go for your slices, there's a nice little spot to put your blade, and that works really good, guys. And so what we want to do is just cube these up. And of course, if we had a proper cutting board, it would be nice, but since we don't, we just have to be careful and not slice up this plate at all. You see what I'm saying? And so once we get our nice little tomato slices here going, I would say like 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch cubes is fine. But once we get those done, we've got our tomatoes or tomatoes or maters, whatever you want to call them. You just add that right to the top. Now let's hit that with the onion, guys. Everybody loves onion. In fact, if you don't have any onion on your burrito, you're missing out. I guarantee it. You will definitely wish that you did have some. Just make sure we don't cross-contaminate here, guys. And let's just get enough of this onion. I would say probably enough. I'll show you how much most people would want. It's got a weird little root here. Actually, that's the greens part coming out here, but we're going to get rid of that. But go about 1/4 inch cubes on these as well. And so most people would probably go about there. But what I do is about twice of the amount of most people. Probably because I weigh 230 pounds of pure adrenaline, I like to say. But also because I like the flavor of onion a lot. So I go about twice what most people do on there. Like, for example, at Subway, I always get double onion or extra onion. Let's kind of get rid of this part with the root. You can actually take that. It's not a root, guys. I meant to say the greens. But now once you do that, what you want to do is go ahead and cube these. And of course, keeping your fingers away from the blade, as I say. Because the last thing you need is to slice up your fingers here with an onion. Matter of fact, there's a video of Tito Ortiz slicing an onion. I definitely recommend you give it a look because you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, he didn't cut himself, but sure looked like he was about to. You know, you just got to be mindful when you're doing this, that's all. Just like I say, you lose concentration for a second, that's all it takes. You slice yourself up, next thing you know, you're not going to want to cook anymore, guys. So, we got our onion nice and diced up here, guys. So, we're just going to sprinkle that here across and roll your burrito up. You could put a little bit of cheese on the inside. Matter of fact, here's a good way to do it, guys. Take a little bit of your cheese, like that. Roll that up. And of course, you're going to have enough for leftovers, too, if you make a big enough burrito. And then what we're going to want to do is sprinkle another healthy portion of cheese on top. And we're going to pop that right in the microwave. Actually, you know what? I did that wrong. First, I wanted to put the salsa and stuff on there, guys. So, no harm, no foul. Just put your cheese across there. And what you want to do is make sure, don't forget what side you did your green. You want your green on the same side as you did on the inside. And give yourself a nice healthy portion of that on top to the halfway point, like so. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side with your salsa. And now is when we're going to go with the cheese. And the beauty of this is, guys, it goes right into the microwave. I like a healthy amount of cheese on mine. And that's going to be popped right into the microwave for about, I don't know, anywhere from 1.5 to 2 minutes. And the good part is that'll also heat up the meat and the beans because they've been sitting for a second. And a good thing that you could do right now, we've got plenty of tomato inside, so we don't need any more, but we did save some onion for the outside. What we want to do is go through our pre-made salad pack while we're waiting. And we just want to get the lettuce out and make sure, break that up so there's not big chunks. And try not to get any of the mixed medley of vegetables like the cabbage and carrots. That's not going to hurt, but if you want the authentic flavor, try and stay away from that. And once we get a nice little portion of salad here or lettuce, I think that's going to be enough. Make sure that burrito's doing good in the microwave. Looks good so far, guys. And you will truly love this, I guarantee it. Oh yeah, I wanted to get some jalapenos in there. Where did I put those? So what we're going to do is dice up a little jalapeno here. And we're going to stay away from the carrots. Those we can do on the side, actually. So let's pull a couple of those out. I love the spicy carrots myself. And there's actually some onions in there and stuff too that are also pickled. So those go on the side though. You don't really want to put those right on top or anything, because you don't want to complicate or confuse the flavors. The flavor profile in the Spanish dish or the Mexican dish is mostly lettuce, tomato, onions, salsas, jalapenos, and refried beans. And some people put rice. Rice is good, but I don't have any. If we did, we'd throw that in there too. And a meat, like a chicken or a chicken or like a carne asada, which is basically just beef cubed. But I like hamburger personally. So now that we got that, guys, let's pop one of these carrots in. And obviously, if you're cooking for yourself, you can do things like this. But if you're cooking for friends and stuff, then I wouldn't recommend it. Just because, you know, food preparation and handling is key to a healthy lifestyle. So, now that we got all of our fixings on the sides here, guys, we're looking good. Now, because I have a pretty decent sized burrito, it actually took a little bit longer and I put a healthy amount of cheese. So, it's actually 2.5 minutes to melt that cheese, it looks like. But, including the salsa, when you put the salsa on it too when you microwave, that'll also take a little extra time. So, as you see there, most people would just love that as is, because, I mean, that's delicious. But me, I personally like the tomatoes, the lettuce, the tomato, onions. Not to say tomato twice, but, you know, you see what I'm saying. So, guys, spread those jalapenos out over the top. Put your onions on there. You know, you already got tomatoes and onions on the inside, so this is a lot of presentation as well. And when this comes to your table, covered like this, and then with all the sauces, and oh my gosh, it's so freaking good, I gotta tell you. And we'll just kind of get that like that. And we are looking pretty good here, guys. And there's one more part. This is the homemade guacamole dip, which I took some of this red salsa, the hot, and I mixed it with avocado, onion, tomato, jalapenos, and then I hit it with some salt and pepper. And that's all you got to do. Now, instead of putting that on right on top, I put it on the sides. That way you don't mix it with your burrito itself. And guys, if you want a special treat, grab yourself some chips and sprinkle those chips on the side as well, because you're going to want that for your guac. And if you don't finish this, just put it in the refrigerator, cover it with some cellophane or some plastic wrap, and you can actually have that for lunch, the second half of it tomorrow. So let me grab a couple chips. Hold on. Now you definitely want corn chips for this. And what I do is I get the Mexican restaurant style chips from the store. And then what you'll do is just sprinkle that little bit of chips right there, because you're going to want that for your guac. And the one thing that you haven't seen me do yet is seasoning. So I'm going to want to season. Some people will take some corn, but I usually don't. Like I said, I don't like to mix certain flavors. I like to keep it all as fundamental as you can. Now you're going to want to hit that. Just test your salt, see how much is coming out so you don't overdo it. And you're going to want to hit that with some pepper as well, because salt and pepper on the vegetables is really good. Just brings out that flavor. Nice thing about pepper, guys, you can't really overdo it unless you're dumping it on there. But you can be liberal when you sprinkle your pepper on there. It's going to taste quite nice. And so there you have it. Like I said, about 10 minutes, perfect meal. I think what we'll do is give you guys a taste test now. And a little bit of water. If you have some juice, that's nice too. But you're going to want some water for this. You know, you could get yourself a glass of milk. It goes good with these burritos. But I'm kind of old school, and I don't like to mix soda or anything when I'm eating a good meal like this. So it's either water or milk, occasionally a light juice. Boy, that guacamole is good. Now you know how I power up for my sports. Basketball, pool, swimming. You need a lot of protein, you need a lot of carbs, and you need some roughage, aka fiber. So this meal right here actually covers all the spectrum, and you even get a little bit of dairy in there with the cheese, guys. I'm telling you, that's delicious. The little bit of your rotisserie chicken that you didn't eat, which you had left in the refrigerator, and like I said, some refried beans and some veggies and a tortilla and some cheese, you are going to be very happy with this. And that's why I put it in the comfort food playlist. So if you guys like good food, there's 3 or 4 other programs in there that I did. Chili cheese dogs, canned tamales. Oh my God, those are some of the best. People don't even realize the way that I fix them up. Look in that channel, you'll see it. It's freaking delicious. And then also, because I like some seafood, we did a lobster bisque video as well. And now we have this one for you. So guys, I hope you enjoy it. You know, when you're doing food, sometimes less is more. You don't want to have too many flavors in there. But with the comforts part of it, the guacamole brings you back to when you were little, making guacamole with your family for the first time. You know, the onions, the smell of the cheese as it's melting. I mean, all of that. It's so good. I truly love it. I can't even describe to you guys clearly how good this is. You know what? Let's try a little of that guacamole. And some people don't put tomatoes and onions in theirs, but I do. I just think it adds a little bit to it. Makes it a little tastier. Cilantro, I don't really mess with. Of course, if you're eating at a Mexican restaurant, yeah, you're gonna have some. 90% of the time. But I don't buy it and put it on my burritos at home. That is some good stuff. Best stuff on earth, guys. Pure H2O. And you know what? It's city water. Nothing fancy about it. No filters. Just straight out of the faucet. It's hard to describe how good this is, guys. And you know what? That was just the green side. That was with the Mexican green salsa. Let's try a little bit with the red salsa. Let's try the other side and see how that is. We're just getting to that now. That's pretty darn good too. I think, and the nice part about doing the half and half, you get to find out what you like better. And I gotta hand it to myself when I did this green side. That flavor is so good. So I think on this one, the green salsa is winning out. There you have it, guys. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a shot. Like I said, it's very easy. It's cheap. And it definitely belongs in the comfort food zone. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon.